Hello, wherever you are. My name's Mark John. I'm the producer and director of the documentary film episode Backlash, which is exploring the global fan backlash against Disney's handling of the Star Wars saga. And like many of you, I've just watched the trailer for episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So I'm going to watch the trailer now on mute and talk about it along the way. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to invite fans to submit videos to me using a private unlisted setting, telling me what you thought about the trailer and what your opinions are about Star Wars generally today. The Backlash documentary I'm making is all about the big debate that's going on about the current direction of the films, the quality of the stories. It's a film that's open to all sides, whatever you feel about Star Wars. If you think it's great, if you agree with the choices that are being made, I want to hear from you just as much as I want to hear from people with different opinions who feel that the mythology is not being handled in the right way. So let's have a look at the trailer. I'll talk about it a little bit and then I'll finish off at the end. So we have the Lucasfilm logo. We start with Rey in a desert, another very overt example of feminine heroism, feminine power, nothing subtle about it. We pan down, it's a lightsaber, probably Luke's. You would think in the distance there is a roaring spaceship. For some reason it's not just firing down from her from up above, it's a level playing field, which is an interesting subliminal comment, perhaps being made there visually. Every generation has a legend. I'll talk about that caption at the end. I'm not entirely satisfied with what that statement could be all about. Here comes the spaceship, Rey pulling a pose, all very Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, hardcore, tough, again, overt use of feminine power as opposed to any kind of subtlety being deployed by the character. I know a lot of Star Wars fans out there are using the phrase Mary Sue. I haven't used that phrase myself, but I get where you're coming from. So she's running from the ship, it's about to get her, and now we see a slow motion, what is that, a ninja leap? I don't know. But of course Rey doesn't need a level playing field. As we can see in the trailer, she's able to defy gravity altogether. This Christmas, okay, we get a nice shot, the ship flying through a planet, Kylo Ren taking somebody down, body slam, the mask is back, Boyega, BB and some kind of new companion. Billy D, good to see him, let's hope he doesn't get abused. The saga comes to an end. Well, no it doesn't, mythology never dies, but okay, let's carry on with this. We're seeing some crashes, some explosions. Princess Leia, not sure if I like what they're doing with her, but that's another story. What is that at the end? Is that a... what is it? Is that an island? Is that the Death Star? I don't know. Okay, yet again another fade to black. And then we have the logo. This time it's a kind of turquoise blue, and then the big title reveal, The Rise of Skywalker. I'll start with the title, The Rise of Skywalker. And for me, this has nothing to do with Rey. I think that JJ has got a big surprise in store for fans, and I'm not entirely sure that we will all be satisfied with it. Now, when you think about what Rian Johnson did with Skywalker in The Last Jedi, basically disrespecting and trashing the legacy and integrity of the character, I don't expect J.J. Abrams will go in a different direction with this at all. And I think what the title refers to is the rise of Luke Skywalker in the form of a dark side convert. Yeah, I think that Luke Skywalker has turned to the dark side, or according to the filmmakers, that's what they've made him do. I don't think Luke would ever have done that in the reality of the character in that particular fictional universe. But that's what I think J.J. Abrams is doing here, and I think that's the meaning of the title. It's the rise of Luke Skywalker as a dark overlord who is now the new emperor, if you like. The dark, menacing, oppressive, hateful, vengeful villain of the piece. I don't think it's got anything to do with Rey being the Skywalker rising, the title of this film. I don't think it's the rise of Rey Skywalker at all, not least, and consider this, and I haven't seen too many videos that have really picked up on this yet, but this is supposed to be the final chapter in what Disney are calling the Skywalker saga. I mean, George Lucas never called it the Skywalker saga. It will never be the Skywalker saga. To me, it is Star Wars end of story. Anyway, if this is the final installment of the so-called Skywalker saga, why would you call the film The Rise of Skywalker? Having a title like that suggests that something is beginning, starting, commencing, it's something new, something's rising, yeah? You get me? So to call this film The Rise of Skywalker and then have it about Rey just doesn't make any sense. It's nonsensical. It's nonsensical from a plot point, it's nonsensical from a character development point, it doesn't make any sense in terms of chronology of future films, especially when you consider that this is supposed to be the final film in the sequel trilogy in this 9-part series. You don't end a 9-part series with a title like The Rise of. Do you see what I mean? So to me that suggests this is all about the rise of Luke Skywalker, who J.J. Abrams has decided will get turned to the dark side, and he will be the successor to Palpatine. I'm very concerned about that, because if you think that Rian Johnson disrespected Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, basically tarnishing his entire legacy, denigrating his character, then you wait till you see this. I mean, if I'm right, and I hope I'm wrong, because I don't care about being right, I care about being honest, I care about being truthful and getting to the, to the root, the core of things. But if you think that Rian Johnson ruined Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, I have very grave concerns that JJ is going to take it even further and completely destroy any possible trace of the heroism and the decency and the integrity and the goodness and the power and the archetypal importance of Luke Skywalker with what he's going to do with him in this episode 9 film. With a title like that, The Rise of Skywalker, to me it just jumps out of the screen as being a further denigration of Luke Skywalker is what they have planned here. They're going to turn him into a Dark Lord, a completely corrupt, despicable figure. Basically, Rian Johnson threw Luke Skywalker in a coffin, and I just worry that JJ is now lowering that coffin into the ground and is about to heap a whole load of mud on top. So tell me what you think about the trailer. Tell me what you think about my assessment of it. As I say, I could be wrong, and I hope I am, because I don't want to see Luke Skywalker get finished off in terms of this 9-part film series in that fashion at all. I don't think that JJ is retconning The Last Jedi. I don't think The Rise of Skywalker is about, doing justice to Luke and bringing him back in the right way. I don't get that at all from this trailer. I get the opposite. As I've explained, I think The Rise of Skywalker is all about the rise of Luke Skywalker as the successor to the Emperor, and that JJ has basically turned Luke Skywalker into a dark, menacing, despicable, villainous creature. So presumably that would mean bringing Luke back as either a corrupted Force ghost or a Sith ghost, and that's how they want to close out what they're calling the Skywalker saga, so that forevermore in the history, legacy and tradition of Star Wars, Luke Skywalker will always be remembered finally not as the shining hero of light that he truly is, but as something completely different and opposite. And I do worry that that's the direction they're going in. I could be wrong. Now I want to hear from fans. What do you think? This documentary that's being made, episode Backlash, is exploring the global fan backlash against Disney's handling of the Star Wars saga, looking at everything from post-2012 onwards, obviously primarily the films, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, especially given that The Last Jedi was such a destructive influence over the fan base and over the franchise generally. So I want to hear from fans specifically on this topic. What do you think about the trailer, and what do you think about the title? What do you think it means? What do you want from episode 9, and what do you think we'll get? So if you have the time and interest and would like to submit, say, a 2-3 minute video to me privately, it can be unlisted on YouTube. Just email me the link, and my email address is in the description area below, and then I'll get back to you and let you know more information, just follow up with various details on what happens next. Obviously it won't be possible to use every video submitted in what's going to be a 90-minute documentary, but I want to hear from as many of you as possible. I've already had a tremendous volume of videos being submitted, and I'm very grateful to everyone out there who has submitted their thoughts and feelings on the Star Wars franchise. If you've already sent a video but you'd like to send another one answering these questions about what you think about this trailer, then please do. You're more than welcome to do that, and it'll be great to hear from you. So, just circling back to that caption earlier, every generation has a legend. I don't like that, and I am concerned that there is a subliminal message being put across there. No, every generation does not have a legend. Legends are timeless, they are multi-generational, they live forever, and I don't think fans should let that caption get embedded into their psyche too much. It's sending exactly the wrong message. So please do consider getting involved in episode Backlash. This is a serious documentary that's being made in the UK. It'll be roughly 90 minutes in length, and it'll be intended for commercial theatrical release, if possible, as widely as possible. It's not going to be a YouTube film, it's not a compilation rant, it's not some kind of parody poking fun, it's not the people versus George Lucas. It'll be great to have as many fans as possible sharing their views from wherever you are in the world. So there you go, those are my thoughts. I'm Mark John, the producer and director of episode Backlash. Thanks for your time, bye bye.